I know what I was doing. I knew what I was out there to do. Okay, and I was going to do it. And one of the greatest lessons I think I learned from that in being out there and untethered from my perspective. And you're right, God never leaves you. And one thing that kept me going, I'll tell you, is prayers from 2018. I know it sounds mad, but the prayers and the fasting that I did in 2018 sustained me up until now because all the things that God had showed me what was going to happen were happening. So I was still being confirmed that, oh man, he's still doing so. I feel so bad because I'm a dirty little cheater. I'm an adulterer. I'm out here in the streets, knowing that God can do all these things, and I'm still out in these streets, you know. And part of and one of the things I think maybe people might not fully on a grasp as well is I talk about the gospel and I talk about the grace of God, and one of the scriptures that many people talk about is Romans 6, where it talks about how so should we go ahead knowing that God's grace is like sufficient? Should we go out there and sin? And Paul's like, no, that doesn't mean you should go out there and go and sin. It just means that as sin abounds, His grace is gonna continue to abound too, right? But it made me think of that because a lot of times people, I looked at my relationship with God as like an actual relationship. I was broken, right? It's why I'm in therapy right now. I was broken to a point where I was actually self-sabotaging the relationship I had with God. Because no matter how much loving He gave me, no much care He gave me, no matter how much He said I understood you, no matter how much patience He gave me, no matter how much favor He gave me, I still had to buck up and say, listen, brother, I'm gonna do me. I need to understand, because there's a brokenness inside of myself psychologically where I could understand, but I couldn't accept that I had to follow him all the whole entire time. It's like being in a relationship. I couldn't accept after 2-3 years we're still together. Oh man, I gotta get out of here. It's too much. And that's how I felt almost in the relationship with God. It's like it got to a place where I wanted to self-sabotage. And then I used any excuse to get out of there, which was people hurt me, churches hurt me, and no, they did hurt me. Don't get twisted. But, I used any kind of excuse to kind of rationalize what I'm about to do. And the next 3 years, I was going to do what I was going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's the beauty and the danger of the human mind, right? And it's that ability to rationalize our actions. It's our ability to kind of negotiate. And that's just like you said with relationships. And we do this all the time with God. I can think about times, God, if you do this, then I'll do this, right? We have this kind of like give and take relationship with God, and that's just not what He wants. And I think of late I've just like said to myself, it just in the sense of like just kind of like you get to a pondering stage. It's like, God, what is next for me? What